Did you know most lifters don't take rest intervals seriously? Some rest for 45 seconds and jump back on the weights. Others, they get distracted and rest for 10 minutes or more before they get back on the weights. So, is there a right way or a wrong way to rest between exercises and sets? Does it even matter? Let's talk about it. One of the most asked questions I get from viewers is, how long should I rest between sets and how long should I rest between exercises to build the most muscle? Well, I'll tell you this, if you're not managing your rest, you might be spinning your wheels, or at best, you're just doing weighted cardio. Here's what most lifters don't realize. Rest isn't wasted time. It's the time your body uses to recover the energy it needs for the next heavy set. If you're not resting enough, you're not building muscle. You're doing cardio with weights. We want intensity and volume in our working sets, and you can't get either of those if your body just isn't ready. That's why rest is just as important as the rep itself. Let's talk science for just a second. Every time you contract a muscle, you use ATP. That's your body's short-term energy source. After 10 to 15 seconds of intense effort, ATP is depleted and your body starts working to restore it. This replenishment takes time. If you cut your rest short, your strength and performance on the next set will suffer, and so will your muscle gains. A 2016 study published in the Journal of Strength and Conditioning Research compared 1 minute versus 3 minute rest periods. The longer rest group saw significantly more muscle and strength gains. Another study by Brad Schoenfeld found that shorter rest periods created more fatigue, but reduced the volume lifters could handle. That limited the stimulus needed for the muscle growth. The takeaway from that is this: if you want to grow, you need enough rest to hit your sets hard. With all of that being said, here's what I do. In my 3-set method that I'm currently doing as of the recording of this video, I do 3 sets. Set 1, a warm-up set to get the blood flowing and to get my form locked in. I then do a rest period of about 30 to 45 seconds following that first warm-up set. Then I roll into set 2, which is my first working set. And this is a more controlled reps, and it's just shy of failure. But at the completion of this second set, I rest between 75 and 90 seconds. That lets the ATP recharge and it gets me ready for this last set that's going to be a real push. And this set is my drop set, where I do take it to failure and then drop to failure again. And to do this, I need that time to prepare and to get ready. So you're not in a race. If you rush your sets, you're cheating your results. Now, what about rest between exercises? Let's say you just finished your last set of incline dumbbell press and you're moving to chest dips. How long should you rest before starting the new exercise? Well, I would say you should rest between 2 and 3 minutes. Why is this? Well, you're switching movement patterns, your muscle activation angles are changing, and sometimes the equipment, of course, is going to change. Your nervous system and ATP stores both need a bit more time to just fully reset. You want to start your next exercise strong and not halfway recovered. So give yourself at least 2 minutes between exercises. 3 minutes if you just pushed to failure or did that high volume set that we were talking about. Now, between sets, 30 to 90 seconds, depending on intensity. Between exercises, 2 to 3 minutes for full recovery and strength. But if you don't feel quite ready to go between sets, don't be afraid to add an extra 30 to 45 seconds in order to be able to fully recover. We've talked about not resting enough, but what about resting too long? Phones are a part of our life these days, but besides using your phone to track your workouts, follow your workout plan, or play your music, be cautious because you can quickly get distracted by the phone, and before you know it, one innocent click to change a song or read your workout plan can turn into 10 minutes of texting, answering emails, or just scrolling through social media. The problem with resting too long is you start to lose the training effect. In other words, your heart rate drops. Your muscles start to cool down, and that sense of intensity that you had earlier in the workout it's starting to fade. And now you're no longer challenging your body the same way you were previously. For us guys over 50, we want to train smart, yes, but we also want to keep that metabolic drive going. So taking too long between sets turns your workout into more of a social event than a muscle building session if you're not careful. Try to aim for enough rest to recover, but not so much rest that workouts begin to lose their momentum. If you're rushing your workout with minimal rest, you're not training for hypertrophy. You're doing endurance work. There's nothing wrong with doing that if that is your goal, but it won't build serious muscle. And if you're resting too long, you're just exercising for activity. And if that's your goal, then no problem with that neither. I'm speaking specifically to those people who are attempting to build muscle. I recommend use a timer. Guessing leads to under-resting or over-resting. Shorter rest for lighter sets or metabolic stress, longer rest for intensity, volume, and full recovery. Rest 2 to 3 minutes between exercises to hit each one with full power. Getting the rest intervals just right makes a big difference. Okay, I'm going to catch you on the next video, and until then, you go get fit.